What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, going back to Sleep Token. Yes, indeed, Sleep Token fans, feeling you. Come on down. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bobbidi-bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Charles B, and this is actually one of Charles B's 3 prioritized requests for the month of July for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Charles. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Charles wanted to see me react to this song by Sleep Token called Aqua Regia. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. As always, Charles has provided us with an intro for me to read to you guys, so here we go. On January 19th, 2023, just a day after dropping the 3rd single, Granite, from Take Me Back to Eden, Sleep Token surprised fans with the release of Aqua Regia, the album's 4th single and track. With Aqua Regia, the band continues to experiment with R&B influences, but this time they steer the sound in a very different direction. I'll leave it to you to discover which other genre elements are woven in, but the outcome really shows off how versatile Sleep Token is as a band, with their genre-blending, fluid approach to music. Keep in mind while listening to this, as well as with all the Sleep Token songs, that aside from the drums, all the instruments you hear are written and played by Vessel on the recordings. Also, even if lyrics aren't your thing, David, it's also worth explaining what the title Aqua Regia means. Aqua Regia refers to a chemical mixture that can dissolve gold, serving here as a metaphor for a potentially destructive relationship. The topic of toxic relationships is a constant theme in the lyrics of the Take Me Back to Eden album. Okay? Let's see, this was posted by Sleep Token, no surprise there, and the video has 9 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Sleep Token, Aqua Regia. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Bouncing off the walls, between teeth on a broken jaw, following a blood trail, frothing at the moor. These days I'm a circuit board, integrated hardware you cannot afford. The perfect start to a perfect war, putting down the roses, picking up the sword. Aqua Regia. compass ringing off the hook. Between the pain and the way you look, I'm stuck in a time where the mountains shook. And these days I'm a picture frame, screaming at the sunshine, singing in the rain. Sugar on the blood cells, carbon on the brain. Out of Eden's vices running through my veins. Aqua Regia, oxytocin running in the ether. Silicon, all rooms, subatomic interactions. If it's all good, gold rush.
Okay, the R&B is absolutely there without question. But I'm also getting a lot of jazz flavors in the instrumentation. The piano in particular, the piano playing, a lot of that striding happening in the piano really has a lot of jazz appeal to it. And I know this is going to sound really weird, but I've been driving around with Mrs. Heretic an awful lot lately, and she is a big country fan, and I can't help but notice a little bit of that country drawl in some of the approach in the vocals coming from Vessel. It might be accidental. It might not even be intentional, but I can't help but notice it. There's some definite country flavor in his delivery. So that's interesting. Didn't see that coming. 2 minutes in, I'm still waiting for the rock/metal to kick in. Now they waited until the last minute and a half in the last song, so they might wait for like the last minute here. We still got a minute and 52 to go. So, but yeah, so definitely new approaches when it comes to their instrumentation and when it comes to their approach on how they're playing the instruments. So that's interesting. Let's keep going here. No rock or metal that time, just pure R&B with some with a little bit of jazz sprinkled in there, and even just a little bit of country. Interesting blend. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Sleep Token with Aqua Regia. This was a request from Charles B. And this was actually one of Charles B's 3 prioritized requests for the month of July for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Charles. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Let's just get to it. Just kind of like the last one. Let's let's just get to this, and we'll just kind of go with the tide here. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that one a 7.6. Yep, 7.6. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.6. What does that mean? Well, a 7.6 would translate to a really good skill rating because overall, I think this was a really good song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and a B+ letter grade. Yeah, B as in boy. So there you go, a 7.6, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Okay, no rock and metal in this one. I mean, that's okay. Look, I'm not expecting that to be in every single song. But, when you're being touted as one of the, best new metal acts and one of the best new, metal bands, I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, I do sometimes when we have songs like this kind of question, where's the metal? They're being touted as one of the best new rock bands / hard rock bands / metal bands out there. Where's the metal? I feel like that old lady in the old Wendy's commercials. Where's the beef?
Hello? Where's the beef?
Where's the metal? Huh? Hey, where is it? I can't find it. It's around here somewhere. There it is. That's how I kind of feel when it came to this song. But at the same time, while there may not have been any rock or metal in this, there were still some interesting things. Definitely dominated by R&B without question, but in this, and this is not that much of a stretch. If you've ever studied music, when I say this, you're gonna go, okay. If you have studied music, you're gonna go, yup. If you've never studied music, then you might go, what? So I may have to explain this a little bit. Mixed in very noticeably within the R&B was a lot of jazz elements, a lot of jazz flavors, which honestly is not that big of a stretch considering the fact that R&B really has its roots in jazz. I mean, if you really think about it, a lot of jazz elements are present in R&B music, a lot of modes, a lot of feels, even instrumentation. You'll see a lot of big band elements in some R&B. So it's not a big stretch to say, that R&B has, features a lot of jazz elements. That's not a stretch at all. That's very, very obtainable, very graspable. I mean, it's not a stretch whatsoever. Now, what was a stretch, and what I really didn't see coming, which was a weird surprise. I'm not the biggest fan of this style of music, but Mrs. Heretic loves it, and every time we go driving, we end up listening to her music for the most part. So, I listen by default. I listen to a lot of country, and as I am listening to more and more country, I'm starting to become a little more attuned with country music, in particular when it comes to vocalization styles. And I don't know if this was intentional or not. It was very, very light in the mix. It was very, very light in the approach. But I couldn't help but notice a little bit of that country twang and a little bit of that southern drawl in not so much Vessel's voice, but in his, not as far as his tone, but in his delivery. Couldn't help but notice a little twinges of country mixed in there. Now, maybe that was completely accidental. It's very possible. But then again, maybe he's messing with us, and maybe he's, throwing those in there just to, play a little hide and seek and see how many people actually catch on to it. You never know. The only person who actually knows is Vessel, and I don't think he's going to be telling anybody. So you kind of have to draw your own conclusions on that. But I couldn't help but notice it, and I did pick up on it. It's very slight, very light. So but you don't have to go digging. Like it's there, and it will resonate within your ears a little bit if you let it. But what really got my attention more than anything was the jazz elements mixed in with the R&B. But like I said, that's not that big of a stretch, since, you know, R&B and jazz are, I wouldn't even call them distant cousins. They are direct cousins. I mean, they absolutely are. So, yeah, that was a nice touch. I really liked, especially in the piano playing. I really liked what was happening within that piano playing. A lot of 16th note, when that slow tempo, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E and a E and a 3, 4 and a 1 E and 3 and 3 E and a 4 E and 1, 2 E and a, you know, it was all 16th note based. Every riff was based around the 16th note, and at that tempo, it makes perfect sense. So, no, it's a really good song. It is. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this is my new favorite. No, it's not my new favorite. I mean, it's not even top 20, you know. But at the same time, I mean, it was fun to listen to. It was interesting. Okay, let me rephrase that. Maybe not so much fun to listen to, but it was interesting to listen to pick up on those little things, which kind of made it fun by default. I don't regret listening to this. I don't regret it. But at the same time, if you were to ask me, well, will I ever listen to this again? Doubtful. Maybe I might. I don't know. I would really have to be in the mood for something like this to go looking for it. But, you know, that mood does strike me every once in a while. So who knows? Maybe I will listen to it again. But in any case, looking at the song objectively, that 7.6 looks really good. So that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.6, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.